Tonight, we are going through another holiday episode of the Power Rangers role-playing game. I am Andy, and I will be playing the role of Zordon, the Power Rangers mentor this evening. And just like to take a moment to thank the cast and crew for joining me on this wacky adventure that they know very little about, and we'll be experiencing it all as we go. Thank you to everyone who's joining in to watch us tonight, and thank you to our sponsor, Norse Foundry. This is the holiday season, so if you're looking to get metal dice for the dice goblins in your life, you can head on over to Norse Foundry's website where you can use the code USP Norse. It's USP, all one word, capital NORSE, and you'll get a discount on your purchase. So if you're looking for dice, go there, get good dice. We have gathered a wonderful group of color-coordinated heroes this evening. Say, go Power Rangers, heroes.
Go Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Heroes.
Heroes.
Heroes in a half shell.
I would like to give everyone a minute to introduce themselves, plug anything they want to plug, and answer my question of the day, which is, what is their favorite holiday tradition? And we will start with the Red Ranger, Alex.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alex. I am the line developer for Mutants Masterminds at Green Ronin Publishing, as well as the executive producer around here at the Untold Stories Project. And today I will be playing the role of Thea Owens, who is the Red Ranger, as Andy mentioned. As for the question of the day, my favorite holiday tradition is my aunt makes a bunch of sugar cookies and brings them so that people can chat and decorate them throughout any family gathering. So there's no expectation for everybody to sit down and do it, but if you don't want to go play cards with everybody else, you can go decorate cookies and chat with your cousins and stuff. It's a lot of fun. And I will pass it over to Aaron.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aaron. I am one of the frequent GMs here on the Untold Stories Project. I will be playing the role of Evelyn Evie Winters, the Pink Ranger. And my favorite holiday tradition, I mean, at the moment, it's probably actually spending every Thanksgiving going to the Irish Dance Oireachtas, which is the regional championship for the Midwest area. So that's actually probably my favorite holiday tradition. It doesn't have a lot to do with the holidays, but it's something that we're doing every year. So there we go.
And
I will,
Makes it tradition.
Yep. And I will pass it down to Laura.
Hey, I'm Laura. I don't really have anything to plug, although I guess if I was going to talk about a holiday tradition, I always use my floating holiday to attend the Yukon Gaming Convention. We just had it a few weeks ago. People seem to have a great time, so if you want to join us next November, ucon-gaming.org. And tonight I will be playing Cameron Blaze, the Black Ranger. I'm supposed to pass it to somebody, aren't I? I'll pass it over to Deuce.
Oh, man. Hey, everybody. I'm the Deuce. I'm the Transformers to Kevin's GoBots of the Untold Stories Project. I am playing Tristan Vane, the Blue Ranger. Obviously, I'm color coordinated, and I've got the hat, so claimed it first. Favorite holiday tradition is the beautiful tradition on February 1st, where you give up on your January 1st New Year's resolution. Every year, it's so much fun watching people just go, F it, I'm done. And if not that, it's watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on Thanksgiving because I love that movie. Gene Wilder's a legend. I'll fight you on this hill if you try and take me off of it. And with that, we'll pass it to Carl.
Hey everyone, I'm Carl. I've showed up here a couple of times. I'm not involved in the gaming industry in any particular specific way other than being a massive fan and nerd. But I've done a couple games on here, and I've been running some games and playing in some games over on Symphony Entertainment as well. It's a great channel for horror games and indie games. Always worth checking out. Tonight I'm playing Rachel Harrison, the Yellow Ranger. And my favorite holiday tradition is actually a Christmas tradition. My family would basically get together and choose one present to open on Christmas Eve to kind of I don't want to say grease the wheels because that sounds very that doesn't sound great, but like to kind of get everything, get the whole season rolling. And we twin that with a reading a storybook called Tosca's Christmas, which was about a cat who accidentally gets locked outside, but Santa Claus lets her back into the house. Um, and that started when I was about 5 and has continued to this day. So
Excellent. Well, and as I said, I am Andy. I am going to be the game master tonight. I'm usually here on Wednesday nights for superhero shenanigans, but we are in our holiday one-shot season, so you'll find me here sporadically. My favorite holiday tradition is also a Christmas one. My family would get together on Christmas Eve, and it was basically one big family reunion where everybody came, potluck dinner, uh, opening presents under the Christmas tree, and just general fun and mayhem with my cousins. So, all right. With that, we will go ahead and get started. For those who weren't here the last time we played this, which was last year, our Power Rangers had first attended a holiday gathering in Angel Grove about a week before Christmas. During that time, they came under assault by a bunch of putties who were after Santa and his magical bag. The Rangers basically kept Santa safe and then got him on his merry way. Come to find out the next day that all sorts of weird things were happening, and they rushed to the North Pole to figure out what exactly was going on. They did manage to save Santa and defeat an evil magical snow clown, and get back in time. We picked this game up about a week later, almost to Christmas Eve, day before this time, with our Rangers at the command center, just kind of decorating for the holidays. So go around and starting with Thea, what are you doing?
So Thea has several boxes that she has precariously navigated from the truck outside into the lair. It's like 4 or 5 large cardboard boxes that she's just trying delicately to bring in through the door that is a little bit too short for all the boxes I'm bringing in of stuff for everybody else to decorate with.
All right. Would you like to give me an acrobatics roll to make sure you can navigate those successfully? Difficulty of 5.
I would love to do that. See how Power Ranger-y I am today. It's up to roll 20. Success.
You did. So yeah, you managed to finagle everything in through the door. There is that little precarious thing of you hit the box on the top on the corner of the door and kind of
No,
jumbles
not
a
the
little
top
bit.
box. That's where I put the fragile stuff. Catch the angel boxes and I'll lay them down. Clap my hands together and say, "Okay, Rangers, let's get to work."
All right. Evie, what are you doing?
Evie is hard at work fluffing the tree, because I'm assuming it's an artificial tree because there's no way to get a live tree here into the command center. But of course, artificial trees get compressed down and all the branches are stuck together, and it looks very, very terrible when you pull it out of the box. And fluffing the tree properly is an art. And so that's what Evie is doing, is trying to get the tree fluffed.
All right. Evie, why don't you go ahead and give me an alertness roll. You can use your specialization in perception.
Okay.
Difficulty 5.
That is a 7 for a success.
That is a success. So you step back and looks pretty good to you. Like one thing, you reach your hand out, you bend a branch a little bit, like 32 degrees. And yeah, that looks good. Cameron, what are you doing?
Well, you see that our Alpha, we have Alpha 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alpha 5 and I are having an argument about what's appropriate Christmas music, and he's trying to give me this Mariah Carey garbage, and I'm like, no, no, no. Didn't you see Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree as is top in the charts this year, is finally beating it out? That's what we're listening to.
Alpha goes, but what about Last Christmas?
Don't
You
you
can
dare.
play that
Don't
later.
You dare.
Thea's still working on Whamageddon.
I don't know if we had that in 1995, but I'm here.
You are not in 1995. You are in
22.
2022. Yes,
Oh.
this is last year's game, last year's time frame.
I'll go
But
put my gel bracelets away.
But
It's not last Christmas. It's this Christmas, Alpha. That's why.
Cameron, go ahead and give me a.
Performance?
Actually, I would like a culture roll.
Culture?
Culture, DC 5.
What's that even under?
Smarts.
Oh, okay.
And you can use your pop culture specialization.
Oh, you're so on top of things. Difficulty 5?
Yes, please.
This is my casual reminder, all the people out there. Play a new system with a GM who knows how it works.
Oh, forgot to hit one more button. There you go.
There you
Or
go.
don't. Chaos option.
Critical success. So you managed to you have convinced Alpha with your wide range of Christmas music knowledge, and he has given you access to the central computer system of the command center, where you can plug in whatever system you have with all the music you want to play. He is absolutely letting you run the show this evening.
That's so nice of him, but I actually know that it's Tristan's tech that is allowing me to interface with their system.
Speaking of Tristan.
Speaking of Cameron's critical success, Cameron's doing a wonderful job of keeping Alpha busy as I'm rewiring some things to get the lights working that I'm having a little trouble with theoretically. But they're strung up, they're just dark, and we're going to see if this console that constantly shoots sparks every time somebody throws a rock at this place might have some spare power. Depending on my role, we'll see if the lights work.
Go ahead and give me a technology roll. The computers will not be, this computer specialization will not work here.
That's perfectly fine.
DC, we'll say this one is a difficulty of 10, actually.
Come on.
Because as you mentioned, you throw a rock in this place and everything sparks.
Yep.
Speaking of, you do get a shower of sparks in your face, but you are able to pull back. The lights flicker for a moment, but they stay dim.
They're the blinky ones. I'll get there.
You shake that off and try it again.
I kick the back of the console and assume that's going to make it work, because that's how technology actually works.
Yeah, it's analog.
See?
Yep. Second time's a charm. You must have just, flipped the polarity and changed everything around.
Hey, we're Christmassy.
That was a critical success.
It was a critical success. Yep. So the whole, Alpha didn't notice it before, but you have Zordon's tube wrapped in Christmas lights too.
I don't know so much wrapped in Christmas lights as with the liberal application of suction cups. There's an outline of a Santa beard and a Santa hat on Zordon and Christmas lights, but yeah, they're wrapped around it.
Works for me. All right. And Rachel, what are you doing?
I think Rachel has been very fastidiously maintaining a big slow cooker full of mulled cider and various other treats, and muttering something about how he stole my idea, and occasionally glancing at Zordon's tube.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Rachel, why don't you go ahead and give me give me a science roll.
Okay.
For the mulled cider. difficulty 5.
Okay. Yep. Good.
Yep. Critical. No critical success because you had a D2, but
I did not burn down the command
you
center.
did not burn down the command center. No. Yeah. Pretty soon the slow cooker kind of just goes into warm mode and is ready to go. So you're able to serve that to your crew. And basically at that point, everyone has finished their minor decorations of the command center, and Zordon's been kind of silent up until now. He hasn't actually appeared in the tube, and he does at this moment. He says, "Rangers, it's so good to see you all in the holiday spirit. I am very thankful that you are the new team of Rangers, and I could not ask for a better continuation of the work and effort of my previous teams that you are putting in. So thank you all so very much."
Of course, Zordon. We're happy to help.
Yeah, Zordon, can you say "ho ho Power Rangers" just for a second?
Maybe if you put the phone down, Thea.
I don't think that'll get past the censors.
That's fine.
No, I just the command center had been very silent up until you guys kind of became the new team. So Zordon and Alpha are basically very happy that there is livelihood and energy in the command center once again. Not so happy of the fact that, the Power Rangers team is necessary to fight the forces of evil again, but them's the breaks. Speaking of, as you guys are kind of milling about and just having some general holiday pleasantries, there is the unmistakable sound of a comm coming onto the giant orb. Alpha goes over, palms the panel a couple of times, and says, "Oh, we're getting a call from the North Pole. It's Santa." And he brings it up on the view globe.
That is the most surreal part of being a ranger. Finding out that Santa's not just real, but is actually a ranger.
I'm just a little more excited than I should be as my teenage self, and so I run over to the snow globe and I'm like, "Oh, it's Santa."
Do you think he should come to the employee Christmas party?
I don't see why not.
I'm guessing he's probably a little busy tonight.
Yeah, he does look a little bit busy. So Santa appears on the view globe. He doesn't have his jacket on. He's got his red suspenders on. He's got his white shirt. Santa, as you kind of recall from last year, Santa's kind of jacked, Santa's kind of ripped. He looks a bit haggard and worn out though as he greets you and says, "Rangers, so happy. I'm so glad to see you. Listen, I'm running into a little bit of a problem up here at the North Pole. There's something odd going on with my magic table. Do you think you could come up here and help me investigate what's going on?"
Of course.
Yes, we would love to.
Have you tried hitting it?
It's a delicate magical artifact from, well, I'm not actually sure when or where it's from. I just know how it works. But it's probably better if I show you.
Was it there when you moved in?
It was.
Okay, yeah.
Good news, this is not a Tim Allen Santa situation. This is the real Santa. It's not Santa by death progression.
Rachel made some good cider. You want us to bring you some?
Oh, I love Rachel's cider.
Right, it's so good.
She lives it out. She's left it out for me for the past 5 years. All right.
You didn't even want to hear what the mission was.
With that, you guys are able to step back from the viewing globe, which does dim, uh, removing Santa's image from it. And Alpha goes, setting coordinates for the North Pole now. And he hits it, and you guys all beam away in your color coordinated teleportation beams.
Zordon, you should consider growing a beard.
All right.
How does Zordon shave?
And you guys appear in outside of a quaint small village up at the North Pole. You didn't see this when you were here last time, I don't believe. I don't think we actually got to see this map. Um, there's a giant Christmas tree in the center of the plaza. There are elves kind of milling about. And Santa is sitting in front of it as a couple of elves with clipboards are kind of like going through things and checking things off of lists and just kind of flipping through pages. He sees you all and says, "Ah, Rangers, thank you for coming. Welcome to the North Pole officially, since I wasn't here to greet you last time. Come with me." He leads you through the plaza and out towards the northern end of the map where there is a giant house with a sleigh barn, a barn with all 9 reindeer, and what you would appear what would appear to be his home, along with the workshop. He leads you up there. He opens these giant wooden mahogany doors that are carved with all sorts of motifs of winter. So you have snowflakes, you have lights, you have bells, angels, all sorts of that holiday motif are kind of carved into these great mahogany doors. Throwing the doors open, pushing them open, not throwing. You can see multitudes of elves at work running from conveyor belt to conveyor belt. You have not only your what you consider like traditional Christmas toys, wooden boats and dolls and stuff of that nature, but also the electronics and the other of the times toys and gifts that kids would ask for Christmas.
Mm.
As Santa leads you to the back, the elves do stop what they're doing for a little bit and look up at you. You can see them whispering to each other as they kind of get back to work. And they all have a great big smile on their face, although it's tinged with a little bit of wariness. Everyone can give me a perception roll. If you have insight as a specialization, you can roll with that. You're looking at a difficulty score of 12.
You said perception, Andy?
Yes. Perception governs intuition in this game. Or
Is it-
awareness. I'm sorry, awareness governs intuition.
Is it awareness or alertness?
Alertness. Blah. So many different words for the same freaking thing.
I'm sorry, and what was the difficulty again?
12. Yep.
Theoretically, I'm okay at this.
You are. All right. So Rachel, this is funny. It's Rachel, Evie, and Thea all are able to kind of pick up on this. You can tell that the elves aren't used to other people being here besides Santa. So this is both kind of exciting for them, but also a bit like, okay, what's going on that Santa's called in help, like big gun type of help, because they obviously know that you are the Rangers.
Yeah.
With that, Santa leads you to the back and in through another set of these are oak doors, and on it is a giant sleigh that is covering both the doors. So when you open them, the sleigh splits in half. And in this room, there is a giant table, very dark wood. It looks ancient. And Santa goes and he stands on the other side of it and he puts his hands down on the edge. And as he does, this golden sand kicks up and begins kind of shifting and swirling. as he looks at it, and he goes, "This is my mystic table. This is what allows me to look in on the world at any point in time and see what's happening." And then he says, for example, Angel Grove. He kind of waves his hand over the table. The sands shift, and you get a bird's eye topographical view with all the buildings at their at like what you would imagine would be their right height, or at least um, the differential of height to kind of show like this building's taller than this one. This is street level, yada yada. There's the bay. You get the outline of Angel Grove, and you see all these little single pinpricks of white light, dark black light, and gray light. And he says, "These are people. This is the usual way I see who's been naughty, who's been nice, and who's somewhere in between." Um, this is the problem, though, and he pulls back, and the table shifts and kind of shows it goes out to California, and it goes out again to the world, and you see all the sprinkling of lights and everything else, and then the whole thing glitches. The planet kind of shifts and breaks and cracks, and reforms, and Santa goes, "I'm not sure what's going on, but there is an awful lot of dark magic that I'm sensing affecting this table. I don't know if it's an actual effect on the table itself, a residual from that horrible creature that you faced a week ago, or if this is something else in the world that is causing some sort of interference, some sort of really odd feedback. Um, I do know, however, or at least I feel that it is tied to the morphing grid in some way, shape, or form. Uh, this table's mystic signature reminds me of when I would morph and become a ranger with my team, but it is far more ancient than anything I had ever encountered as a ranger. And I could use another set of equally well-equipped rangers to look into this for me.
Well, we would love to help you fix your judgy table, Santa Claus.
It's not a judgy table, Thea. It's a viewing table.
Kind of like the viewing globe.
It doesn't decide who's naughty and nice?
It doesn't decide who's naughty or nice. It just shows me how people view themselves. I don't judge humanity. I can't really stand in judgment as I was one. All I can do is look and see where people's hearts lead them to believe themselves to be. If you believe that you are good and have done good actions, your soul burns brightly. If you believe yourself to be good and you've performed actions that would be considered both good and bad, your soul glows gray. If you believe yourself to be good, but your actions completely are self-entitled and self-serving, your soul will be black.
I think it was less of an existential problem when I thought the table was judgy.
Right? Tristan's going to walk over and hand Santa some cider, but he's going to look at the table curiously.
All right. You may give me... So we don't have a magic roll. You can roll me technology. You will take a downshift.
Sure.
For this. You can, however, still use your computer specialization.
Can I lend assistance with this using my teacher perk?
You certainly can, as long as you explain to me how you're doing it.
I will look over Tristan's shoulder and try to be as much of a backseat table expert as possible.
All right, so you not only have an edge on this, Tristan, as well as a downshift.
Gotcha. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty for technology is going to be 15.
Sounds good. And by the way, when Santa takes his drink, the table's getting a thump.
Wump.
That
All
didn't work.
right. What'd you get?
Not enough. Strong 9.
Strong 9. So you're taking a look at it, and you can absolutely tell that there is Morphin Grid energy that is um, persistent throughout this device, but it is set up in a way that you haven't seen. It's absolutely like nothing in Zordon's command center. It's not how any way you have manipulated or encountered it before.
Hey,
Um,
Deuce,
You don't make circuits out of wood. Yes.
yep.
did it include your upshift? Because it looks like it only rolled a D2 and a D4 for you.
I had a downshift, but I had edge.
Edge
Oh,
was
right.
two
Okay.
D20s. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, my bad.
So
You're good. Just
Downshift
hap-
and it, not an upshift. My bad.
Yep.
I shut up.
glad you're looking out for me.
You're
Though.
good.
Santa, who's in
Right.
charge of the maintenance of this table when you're not watching it?
Uh,
Do you have a equivalent of alpha?
I do not have an equivalent of alpha. No.
You have an alpha?
Why, yes.
That's Rachel's actual reaction. There's no way she can't not laugh at that.
It's like, why, yes. Yes, I do. Um,
If a little alpha comes out of here with bells on its head, I'm going to lose my mind.
it is not a robot. It is coming out from the back is a rather tallest elf you've seen here in the North Pole. And she has spectacles on her nose. She's pushing up. She has her hair up in a very messy bun, and she is carrying a clipboard. And while she is absolutely dressed in the same color clothing as the rest of the team, as the rest of the elves that are running around, which is usually, it's the green and the red. Hers is absolutely more of a like a workman's jumper, kind of like Kaylee's from Firefly. And she says, "I'm the one that normally keeps Santa's stuff up to snuff. You can call me Clea."
Nice to meet you, Cleo.
Hi, Claire.
You have
Hi.
questions
Hello.
about the table?
Were you the one who reported the abnormality to Santa?
Uh, Actually, no. Santa was the one that came to me with it, and I couldn't quite figure it out.
What's the
She,
table supposed to do?
so the table is supposed to be able to. Uh, she goes over to the table. She drops a very heavy bag of tools on the floor next to it, and she kind of puts her hands out and zooms the world back out again to like a point where it's there. She's like, "This is supposed to allow us to kind of," and she gives it a spin, and the world begins to rotate. Give us an overall view as to the things that are going on in the world itself. But it also allows us, and she kind of pokes a finger um, right around the realm of Angel Grove, and she pokes it, and up on the screen, uh, or actually up out of the sands pops a what you would consider to be a holographic display, if it wasn't absolutely magical in nature, uh, of the juice bar of the community center where you guys had the Christmas party a week ago. You can see that it's still completely dressed. It's still up in all of its Christmas decorations. There is a little bit of a party going on there that night, and it zooms in on a little girl who is sitting at a table playing with a doll, but she's crying, and you can and it zooms in and then it freezes and the image disappears and the whole ball falls apart. And Clea goes, "It's supposed to let us look at those who are kind of losing their that touch of magic that Christmas brings. Either there's something or someone who has told someone or they've experienced something that is making them forget the spirit of Christmas. The less belief there is the more Santa's powers and our abilities here at the North Pole are impacted. So we use the table to not only know what to do with people, know what to do for people, but also who needs the most help.
Interesting. Does anybody else interact with this device on a regular basis?
Just Santa and myself.
Does anybody else have access to this room?
Santa kind of crosses his arms and says, "We don't disallow the elves any access to any place in the area. All of the elves know that what we're doing is for the good of everyone, and so I trust everyone here to not do anything nefarious." So
What if it's not malfunctioning?
What if we all just suck?
What if something horrible has happened?
that would be really, really bad, Santa says, kind of leaning down on the table, and Clea looks at you, Cameron. Are you suggesting that something's
I
happening
don't
to
know.
anyone?
I'm trying to. You can't explain why it's broken. I'm wondering if there's something else that we need to fix.
Well, you said there was dark magic involved. I mean, that suggests that maybe Rita's doing something that's directly poisoning Christmas spirit.
Or masking it.
I like any plan that involves us going to punch Rita in the face.
Well, before you leave to do that, can you at least take a look around, see what you can uncover for me? I There's like you can see as Santa's kind of like looking nervously over the rest of your shoulders, you can kind of turn around and see that there's a bunch of elves standing at the doorway, kind of just peering into the room. With and the two that you saw out front with the clipboards are kind of standing there like tapping pen to wood, like, got a schedule to keep, man.
Andy, do any of them look particularly guilty?
Do you want to give me an alertness roll?
Would love to.
All right.
Santa?
Perception or insight for specializations would work.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty will be 15.
Perfect. And where are specializations listed?
They should be the words that are underneath your.
Oh, yep, I see it. I only have diplomacy as a specialization.
You do. It's true.
You said 15?
Yes, please.
Go 20.
Hey,
20.
Success.
Yes. Okay. So they don't look overly guilty, but as you are kind of looking, you think you see something kind of creeping in the background. Like you see the briefest glimpse of a dark shadow pass by all of the elves.
Is it still there in a way that I could bound after it?
You absolutely could bound after it. You are not morphed. So you do not get triple the jump speed.
Right. I'll just say, Rangers, I see something in the crowd over there, and bound after it.
You bound after it, and you get to the door. You throw it open. A bunch of elves kind of fall to the floor because they were using it as a leverage point. And you don't see anything. You are looking out over the floor for the actual the floor that creates the toys and all of its conveyor belts. And you do see that you basically see the way back from where you came out into the open space in front of the house and workshop.
Hey, Santa,
It-
have you looked at the North Pole on the table to see if there's someone naughty here?
yeah.
I didn't think of that.
It's a good notion.
That's why he's the smart one.
Mm-hmm.
So Santa will he will peer down on the table, put his hands down on the edge, and he will peer at it. And the North Pole will come into focus. And there are several bright white lights inside the house, and one very dark spot making its way downtown across
Slithering fast.
Walking fast.
I'm homebound.
It's
was
Santa.
that was for Carl because he knows exactly why I did that.
Now I wonder.
It's a PETA-ism. Anytime anybody says making their way, it becomes downtown.
Oh, no, I kept it going.
Making their way downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Now
So-
I wonder.
You will see that that dark mote of energy making its way over to the sleigh and the barn where the reindeer are hitched.
We got to get over
Do you
there.
want
Yeah,
to go and I'll follow it?
Yeah, if it gets access to a reindeer, it can go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it could.
You go. I'll keep a lookout and tell you if it moves.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, assuming that Thea is heading that way, I am going to take off as well, towards the barn.
All right. As you guys exit Santa's workshop, as you exit, a bunch of putties will appear before you, barring your way towards the barn.
Oh, boy.
We will have
Not you guys again.
Yep.
I'm gonna say definitely Rita's involved.
Yeah. I'm positive you guys are not allowed to be here.
That's a very gray-looking elf.
It is a very great-looking elf. Let me pull some putties onto the board, and we will go ahead and have a combat.
No.
But after this commercial break.
Yes, because of course, that's how that works.
Forgot to do the sound effect, guys.
All right. Let me go ahead and get initiative started.
These things are so gross.
Let's go ahead. Alex, Thea has an ability for initiative if you would like to use it or if the team would like to take advantage of it.
Thea does have ability for initiative. The ability is Follow Me. At the beginning of any combat, instead of rolling your own initiative, your teammates may choose to instead set their initiative as a d4 lower than yours. They must choose before I roll initiative, but each team member who chooses to do this adds +1 to my result. So if you want to follow me, you are free to do so, and that'll increase our chances of going before the putties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So if the entire yeah, really. So if the entire team is going to do that, Alex, you're going to get +5 to your initiative, or +4 to your initiative roll, and then everybody else will roll a d4, and we will subtract that from your initiative. This will be fun because I have to add people to the initiative.
Perfect. Well, I've clicked on my token. Is there a button I can press that will let me add stuff to it, or will we just manually add it?
I believe if you may just have to we just have to manually change it because I don't know if that lets you do the +5, but
Gotcha. No
Probably
worries.
not.
And
+4.
+4 because Rachel is doing Rachel stuff. Difficulty 10, right?
it doesn't. Yeah, there's no difficulty.
There's no difficulty
Oh.
for it.
Oh, cool.
No, I was just adding myself to the initiative order.
Yeah, that way I didn't have to add turns, but that's fine. I can add everybody to the initiative.
Oh,
tracker.
okay. Well, if I get a +5, that means I have a 26.
You have a +4.
Yay.
A +4. If I have a
Nice.
+4, I've got a 25.
And
So that's a good
Cameron.
roll. That was good job, team. We're gonna kick the crap out of these putties.
All right, so
Do you
Thea
remember
has
how
a
it went last week?
25.
It'll be fine. It'll be. We've had a whole week's worth of practice since then.
I mean, we went up 2 levels, so.
Yeah, it's the second holiday special. We've had a year of syndicated TV to prepare for this.
Yeah. Rachel has a 24. Tristan has a 24. Evie has a 23. Cameron, roll a d4 for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. How do
You're fine.
just roll a d4?
Yeah, just roll a d4. And
1.
Cameron has a 24. Jeez. Okay.
Mm.
Go ahead and sort this descending. You guys are all going before the putties. So you are up, Thea.
All right, let's go do something cool. I can move 30 feet, so is that 6 squares, Andy?
That is, yep, 6 squares.
Awesome. Is there a way for me to use the tree as sort of a slingshot to get over there? Climb up a little bit, bend the tree over, and then let it snap me over there.
If you were morphed, yes, but as you are, no. However, the tree is full of ornaments that could be used as random projectile weapons.
Deal. I'm gonna bebop over here, push this elf behind me, grab a candy cane ornament off of the tree, and pelt this dude in the face with it.
Are you going to rock steady, however?
I will not rock steady just yet.
All right, go ahead and give me a athletics roll because you throw your glaive with athletics and not targeting. So
That works for me.
or
I
your
was in track and
javelin.
field.
So exactly.
What's the difficulty?
Putty difficulty is going to be for the patroller. You are looking at a 13.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 14.
14.
Booyah, thwack.
So you were hitting this putty right here?
Yeah, the one sort of in front of me, directly behind the, or I'm putting the elf behind me and throwing the putty at that guy.
Throwing the
ornament. Throwing the ornament at that putty.
All right. So you throw the candy cane ornament at that putty. It takes the candy cane to the chest and kind of staggers back. It doesn't. It looks like it's dazed, or it doesn't look like it's going to move next round.
Awesome. And I'm going to yell at this elf to get out of here. The Power Rangers are on this.
That elf will exit stage left even. Cameron.
With me. I am going to move somewhere, maybe into the tree radius, but I want to get the elves to safety. So
Okay.
I want to persuade them to move to safety.
Go ahead and give me a difficulty 10 persuasion roll. I think you have specialization?
Not in persuasion.
Not in persuasion.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I think I have a special ability, I think, that gives me specialization on this.
Yes, you would, because
That sound familiar?
You are a local celebrity because you are
All
a
the
Power
elves
Ranger.
know who I am.
All the elves know who you are.
I love that for you, Cameron.
What was the difficulty again?
Difficulty will be 10.
Yes.
They have no problem. They all beat feet out of the area.
The reception here is amazing, by the way.
That is very good. I will award you a story point, Cameron, for that excellent use of heroics. Tristan.
Well, since the elves are running, we'll use a different plan. I feel like this tree has a train that runs around it because all trees have trains that run around in my head.
And this is a really big train too. It's not one of those little tiny ones. This thing's like, elf sized.
That's my thought. And if you happen to get a hold of the controls and just get ready, I'm sure one of these putties will end up on the tracks and, well, we'll see what happens. So that's my plan.
Okay.
Are we about to tie a putty to the tracks? Is that what we're doing?
That's what I'm hearing.
You don't have to tie them there, but maybe. Hold on.
Let me go get my mustache. I'll be right back.
I need a cape.
Also,
Do you
hi,
need
Flash
to-
Shark. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Do you have anything you want to roll to set that up,
Uh,
Tristan?
I feel like it's just technology to take control of the toy, the giant toy train.
It would absolutely be.
Don't feel like it's computer operated, just technological. So that sounds good to me.
Yep.
Flash Shark, what are you doing? Flash Shark just
Giving a
gifted
ton of
10
tier 1
subs.
subs out.
Wow, thank you very much, Flash Shark.
Thank you. That's amazing. Andy, is there a prize for 10 gifted subs? Andy's in charge today.
I mean, if he wants to dictate an amazing magical effect that happens inside the game that will affect the Rangers in a positive way, have at it, man. That is way more than I was expecting this evening. So, technology 12, that'll be good enough to take control of the train.
With a critical
Tristan?
success.
Yes, absolutely. So, Rachel, you're up next.
All right.
Uh,
So I'm going to dash over to this poinsettia.
Yes, they are poinsettias.
I'm assuming that's what they are.
Yep.
And I'm going to pick up a poinsettia and lob it at the same putty that Thea threw the cane at.
All right, give me an athletics roll or target. Actually, for you, let's go ahead and give targeting because you know how to make this land.
I say I'm much better at that.
You are much better at that. Yes.
And I can't aim because I moved. So,
But you are only looking for a 13.
okay. That is a 17.
Critical success. That putty is knocked out. What does it look like as he tumbles back into putty goo?
Yeah, so the putty was stumbling back from the candy caned ornament that had been lobbed at him, and as he's looking down at the ornament, he is completely unprepared for the pot that comes flying across the room, smashing into his head, sending dirt and poinsettia and pottery shards all around it as the putty flies into pieces.
Clay on clay violence there.
Clay on clay.
All right. Well, hold on. I had Evie go. Rachel, your turn.
Yep.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
No worries.
You guys are on the same initiative, honestly.
I'm going to. It's going to jump into action and close with one of the putties to set herself up for next turn.
All right, so double move.
Yeah, and I have
Or sprint.
dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, where don't move more than 5 feet. I should read my skills. All right.
You're all good. All right, so putties are going. Go ahead.
When I take a move action, I also can roll acrobatics and add that to my evasion for the turn.
Yes, you can.
So I have an evasion of 18 for a turn.
All right. So I'm going to have putties move up. We're going to have 2 move into melee with Rachel. This one's going to... putties can pretty much only move and or attack because of their speed. So the rest of them are going to move up.
That's right, coming to beat down range.
Except for the one that Rachel attacked, or Rachel moved up to, so they can attack that one, or they can attack Rachel. So, are you choosing to take the blow, Rachel, or are you choosing to evade the roll? Toughness or evasion for your defense?
Evasion.
Okay. Specialization, no. What is your evasion score?
18.
18.
Andy, did you add these candy canes and poinsettias and stuff to this map?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I bought a holiday pack and then just...
Nice. I was like, where did you find all these assets? Because I'm looking for top-down assets all the time.
I found them on Roll20's marketplace last year. Right.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle.
Yay, capitalism.
A 10 will completely miss you. The putty kind of goes in to smack you, and you are able to artfully dodge out of the way.
Cool.
I will say, Flash Arc, they are fighting. There are 5 putties left because we will have Flash Arc's gifted sub magic action take place at this moment in time.
Right.
As long as we can.
I think the magic is now we're fighting 10 putties.
Well,
One
it
for each
depends on
gifted sub.
one for each gifted sub.
No.
While we're waiting for that, I will go ahead and ask everyone to give me an alertness roll.
To hear 10 more putties coming.
Will perception be
Yes,
applicable?
perception will absolutely be acceptable as a specialization here.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty will be 12.
I got a 13.
You did.
I also got a
So
13.
did Alex.
Yeah.
I am busy looking at the wreckage of the poinsettia.
I'm just waiting on Rachel.
Nope.
Nope. 3 reds.
Although that is a fumble, if that matters.
Fumble will get a story point. So I will give Rachel a story point. And
Andy, I request that next year's Power Rangers adventure is called Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, and you can do whatever you want with that concept.
I also give myself a point to use against you guys. All right, so both Tristan and Thea notice that you hear an engine, like a powerful V8 engine, kind of roar to life from the confines of the barn area. All of the reindeer are stamping their feet, kind of trying to like get out of their pens.
Oh no.
And wow, does things feel really, really weird for a second? Like as you're looking at things, it kind of like the world around you shifts slightly, becomes a little bit more unlifelike, a little bit more animated would be the best way to put it.
Are we in claymation?
Two-toned?
No, very, very much that. Yeah, very much that like two-toned kind of Saturday morning feel.
Who wished for the Dodge Charger for Christmas?
Flash Arc says the putties are attacked by a flurry of the local newspaper, sticking to them and causing them to freeze while they absorb the print. So they're now Stretch Armstrongs. I got it.
Love it. They should roll putties in newspaper. I want to see what happens.
I will say that is going to cause the putties to basically lose their action on this turn. So Thea, go ahead.
Here we go. Let's rock around the Christmas tree. I'm going to bop up over here. I'm going to attack this guy. I'm going to describe it as I'm pulling back one of the branches of the tree to slap into his face.
Okay. You're looking for a 13.
Is that a brawn check? What?
Might or finesse are your typical
Gotcha.
attack actions. In
Cool.
this case, you're pulling back the tree. I would say brawn, or I would say might.
Perfect. And what the difficulty is 13, you said?
Yes, difficulty 13.
Here we go. Smack. Critical success, 21.
Critical success. That putty is no more. What happens is the newsprinted putty goes down under the assault of your Christmas tree branch.
I do a somersault forward, and as I see he's covered in newspaper, I say, X tree, read all about it. And I pull the branch back and slap it into his face.
All right. We're leaning into the camp tonight. Alex,
We're
that'll
the
get you
Power
a
Rangers.
story. I know. I wasn't saying it in a bad
Oh.
way. You will get a story point for that. Cameron.
I appreciate it.
Which way is Tristan's train heading? Because I don't want to double up on his
It is
his
heading in
putty.
the direct. It is heading in the direction of Thea.
Oh
Okay,
no.
so not toward this one that's just a few squares. Okay, so anyone who doesn't know this tradition is going to be really confused. I reach into the tree and go, "Hey, I found the Christmas pickle," and then I whip it at that putty.
It's me. I'm confused.
Oh,
There's a
Uh,
tradition of a pickle ornament being hidden on a tree, and whoever finds it gets a special extra present.
Ornament? I've heard it being a real pickle.
Um,
Strange
They play for
tradition.
keeps before.
Originally, yes. Most people I know who still do it use an ornament.
Oh no, people I know do a real pickle. Anyway,
That's horrifying.
what did I roll to throw a pickle?
targeting.
Tar targeting. Oh, okay. I don't suck at that.
Nope.
Yeah.
You actually got an increase because I looked at the characters when I was looking at them for Yukon and went, they're not quite the way I want them.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 13.
Do you have a specialization in culinary science? With your
I do
targeting?
not.
She's deadly with a macaron.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I can hand you a story point to re-roll that.
Certainly can.
Okay, so I didn't really like that. I didn't care for that.
Yeah, you
Nope.
gotta hit with the pickle, right?
Got it. After that whole thing.
Yep.
Oh, so many menus. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh.
Aw.
Oh well. That was disappointing.
Was it a dill or a sweet?
You got to go with the dill because it's larger.
Yep.
You should have thrown a pickle spear. That would have been easier to check.
That would have been more of a pun.
That's why you need culinary science.
Pickle spear, but tish. Tristan.
Well, first Tristan's going to yell at Thea, "Here comes the train."
What?
And if there's one thing Tristan knows about trains, is that if you put too much speed on them, they hop the track.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's two putties messing with Rachel that he's fairly certain he can run a train into. There's no good way to say that. I just realized out loud, but I'm going to roll with it.
No, there is not.
So he's going to keep it a regular speed till Thea either gets out of the way or hops on, and then he's going to crank the speed so it jumps the tracks and
Twirl
runs
that
for him.
mustache.
Give me a technology roll with one downshift. You're looking for a 13.
Andy,
I
I know
think-
it's not my turn, but can I spend a hero point to jump or story point to jump on the train when it comes around?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
also like to think that this is a good idea for me, so I'll
Yeah,
spend
is
one
the
of my idea
projectile.
points to get
Okay.
edge on it.
I love it.
Oh,
Wait, is Andy
That's
allowed to use all the points that we spend?
No,
Yes.
I have my
Oh.
own. I have my own pool.
Don't think it's going to make her.
You are
know
looking for a
what?
13.
Can I give a heart of the team? As a free action, apply 2 upshift rolls to the roll with any ally within 60 feet.
Yep. So
Try it with
So-
2 upshifts or 1 upshift to counteract the 1 downshift.
I mean, you'll be 1 upshift. So you roll a d8 and a d6,
Gotcha.
and we will take the higher of the 2.
Cha. 17.
17 will do it. So the train is going to jump the tracks over here and kind of plow through the 2 bodies that are attacking Rachel. It absolutely destroys the first one, and kind of it pushes him into the other one, which causes this one to stumble, but does not destroy it.
Choo choo.
All right, Rachel.
All right. I am going to. I am just going to do some jujitsu at this one. Strike.
Screaming, "Hi, yeah!"
Ah.
There you go. That'll hit.
Cool.
So, one thing I learned from last year when we ran this, because putties only have 1 health, when you actually deal the stun damage to them, and in any kind of physical altercation like this, they go boop.
Ah.
So that one is destroyed. What does it look like, Rachel?
I think this one is just a very simple, very technically well executed series of kicks and punches. But he is going to flip backwards onto the poinsettias and basically fall apart.
Putty clay and the poinsettia.
Yep.
All right, Evie.
So I had thrown the pot at the one putty,
Yep.
but of course pots have a planter underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use one of my 5 free actions to pick up the planter. And I will then use 3 free actions to aim before I whip it like a discus at this putty right here.
Go ahead and give me that targeting roll.
Okay. No specialization. Skill shift. +3. Difficulty is 13.
Yes.
That is a 27 to whip
Yup.
the planter at the putty.
That putty goes down. Actually, let's put that putty back because he's my initiative putty, apparently.
Oh, whoops.
There we go. So we'll just trade places with the putty in the back. There we go. And you go away. So what does that look like, Evie?
So yeah, just she picks up the Evie picks up the planter, kind of looks at the putty, does kind of one of those twirl and spins and whips it across, channeling her inner Captain America. And it hits the putty square in the chest as it flies into pieces.
Okay. Yep. So the putty disintegrates, and there is 1 left.
2.
Go ahead.
2 left.
2 left. Oh, that's right. Yep, there are 2 left. So this one is going to move up, but it cannot do anything more than that. This one over here in the tree is going to take a page out of everyone else's book, and it's going to pull an ornament off of the tree and chuck it at Cameron.
I'm sure putties have a great targeting.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't. So we're gonna roll 2d20. We're gonna take the lower of the 2 because they take an automatic snag on this. I rolled a 20 and a 2. So that ornament goes whoosh. Like putty goes to throw it, and he throws the arm forward, and the ball ornament goes to the right. And he kind of looks at it, his arm, and he just kind of dropped it to the ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's finish these guys, Rangers.
Yep. Everyone give me an alertness roll before we start this round.
Oh, yeah, somebody's starting a Dodge Charger in the reindeer barn over there.
Right?
What's the difficulty, Andy?
13. Or no, 12. I'm sorry. It's 12.
Nope.
Ooh, I failed.
Ooh, I noticed this time.
Yep. Evie and Cameron noticed this time. You all hear the like drill, the sound of drills and the sound of banging. And then the engine noise gets louder. And the reindeer are really trying to bolt from their pens. Thea, you have a putty right in front of you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna turn him into a not putty. Here we go. I'm gonna clobber him.
Difficulty 13.
And that's might for punching a dude in the face, right?
Yep.
Hiya! 5.
Do you want to spend a story point to re-roll that?
Yeah, I'll spend a story point to reroll. One more Miss Piggy. Hiya. Here we go.
One more Miss Piggy. Hiya.
Hiya! Oh, 4 that time. Dang.
You guys are 5th level now, so you do have extra attack, so you will get 2 attacks.
Oh, mine says
Some of you have that. Some of you have that ability
Mine says I can only do that while morphed.
for extra attack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
This
that's
roll
right.
perk
I'm
only
sorry.
functions while
Yep.
morphed.
You're right. And you don't have your power weapon out, so weapon mastery doesn't account. So I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. All right,
Sometimes you
Cameron.
miss.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll go after the one that's in front of me. Is it?
Okay.
It's a might roll to do martial arts?
Might or finesse, however you feel like describing what you're doing.
Looks like I'm more of a might person with my hip hop keto.
Yep.
Hip hop keto. That's the most 90s fighting style I've ever heard of in my life.
It's the greatest Black Ranger ever. That was his style.
It was.
Exactly.
Pop and lock.
What's the difficulty? 13?
13. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll try the one more time. Not rolling the hot tonight. I think my quips help other people. Oh, there
Yep.
we go.
You got it on the nose.
You wasted that pickle.
That will take that putty out. What does it look like, Cameron?
Literally, you wasted that pickle and I elbow him.
All right. Tristan, you no longer have a train on the tracks.
That seems appropriate. But I do have a tree.
You do.
And I'm going to run through the tree, grab the present that looks like a bowling ball that I feel like is going to be, or looks like a basketball, realize it's too heavy and is a bowling ball, and roll the bowling ball at the putty.
Okay.
Still in the wrapping paper, as you do.
So the wrapping paper shreds off as it rolls.
Absolutely.
So Alpha's going to be very disappointed about what we did today.
I guess athletics.
Yes.
Sure. No specialization. That's silly.
Oh.
13 as usual.
13 as usual.
How about a 15?
15. That'll hit. That'll take that putty out.
Strike.
What does that look like?
Oh, yes, he'll go through. Oh, a bowling ball. That'd be great. Oh. Okay, hold on. And he'll line it up or roll it along the ground, and it'll bounce and bounce on some of the little cracks in the concrete before tripping him, and he falls face first onto the ground and pops in a lot of pieces. And Tristan just go strike.
All right. So as that putty goes down, the revving of the engine gets even louder, and the doors to the barn burst open. Santa's sleigh has been completely revamped into this technological monstrosity, belching smoke and exhaust fumes out a stack on the back that is just like ridiculously large. The sleigh almost looks like it's a cross between something from Mad Max Fury Road and Santa's sleigh. There are spikes and chains all over the place. An engine rumbles from the front section. It's completely exposed. The belts are spinning, revving at overtime. And in the driver's seat of the sleigh is this guy. And I will make that bigger so that everybody can see.
Yeah.
What is happening?
It's a
rad.
chimney that's come to life.
It's a Christmas rat rod.
Smoke, smoke, smoke. Very
Um,
cool.
The sleigh revs to life. It begins sliding across the snow and the ice in front of you, and the monster that is in charge, that is driving it, just cackles and says, "Ha, ha, ha, ha. Now Christmas is mine for the taking." And he shoots off into the sky. And as he does so, the whole of reality shifts behind him. And you guys look down at yourselves and you're no longer two-dimensional. Well, you're no longer three-dimensional. You're absolutely two-dimensional. You're kind of in this grayscale, almost early Disney's era coloration. And the whole of the world looks gloomy and dark at the North Pole. And I think that's a good place to take our quick little break. So thank you everyone for coming along on this little random Power Rangers journey this evening. We shall be back in just a few minutes as we get up, stretch our legs, get some water, do whatever else we need, and we'll be right back.
All right, we'll be